Hello everyone, my next project involves fixing my worm farm. So when I was looking for the perfect worm farm container, I found out that these containers were too small. I measured the area that I allocated for my worm farm and I realized that I could take a really big farm. So instead of buying these pre-made worm farms, I decided to make my own. So I bought 3 containers and attached the tap to it, and great, I got this massive worm farm. Bought some worms, started feeding it, and I was happy. Everything was great. 6 months later, it was time to harvest the compost that the worms produced, and I realized that in order for me to do this, I had to remove the top container so I could get to the compost in the middle container. But because my worm farm was so big, it was too heavy for me to lift. So now I have a problem. I can't really harvest the compost unless I get 2 guys to help me, and it's very messy. It's just things drip everywhere. It's just a big loss. So now I thought the best way for me to handle this was for me to cut out a door in the middle container, and with this cutout I'll be able to easily access the compost without lifting up the big drum on top. So my plan is to use the plastic sheet that I had when I cut out the bottom of the container. I will cut a hole to the size of this sheet and build some framing around it so that I could easily slide the sheet in and out of this area.
Okay, so the first step is to measure. You want the framing to be the same size as the plastic covering that I have, so you measure it. Next thing, you want the groove to be the same width as the plastic covering, so I use the router to cut off a piece of the wood for the plastic to fit through. Then I picked the best part of the wood and cut off the pieces that I needed. Since it's going to be outside, it was a good idea to varnish the frame. So now it's weatherproof. I soon discovered that I needed to secure the frame for me to work with it. So I screwed the frame to the bin temporarily. I then used masking tape so that I could easily mark the area that I wanted to cut. I tried to make sure that the area I wanted to cut was nice and straight and perpendicular to each other. This took a few attempts, but I eventually got it right. I then started cutting the hole.
That looks like some pretty good compost. There's some stuff growing in there. We have a look inside. Good pure compost.
I had to do one more cut to get rid of the doorway. I wanted to leave enough heights for the compost as well. So measure, cut. And voila. There's the doorway and there's the door.
Alright, it's pretty much done, but this is not going to last. One strong pull and these screws won't be able to keep it. So the best thing to do is to replace the screws with some bolts. So I got myself some bolts, and some nuts, and I am going to take away these screws and replace it with these bolts. Alright, it works. There's that bolt, quite tight. The bolt I bought was a little too short if I had a washer on both ends, but if I have just one washer on this side, on the other side, it works. It's the perfect length. So I just need to do that for all the areas I plan to put a bolt.
So bolt, and there we go. A completed doorway.